It is twilight here in my neighborhood. Hopefully you can see that kind of around me there. Now, I decided to film this video at this time, A, because I have free time because I'm walking the dog. That's Tux, Mr. Tuxosaurus, as he is affectionately known. So Mr. Tux and I are on a walk, and I want to talk about this because we are at a place of changing abiotic factors. In this case, the abiotic factor is photons, light, right? Light energy. This twilight time period is the sort of that ecotone. The ecotone is where one set of abiotic factors sort of leads into another. Typically use that term between habitats, like between biomes or between particular habitats, usually in wetlands, we use that term. But in this case, we're at the transition between full light period and full dark period. And so things are really going to start to change. Photons, or the presence or absence of light, can be great. It can trigger migrations, it can trigger breeding, it can trigger all sorts of stuff. A lot of my bass fishing is done by moon phases and by seasons. So, you know, the concentration of light, or the presence of light, makes major things happen, day in and day out, and through the seasons and moon phases. Even during the night tonight, this pond that I'm walking up to will have what's called an inshore migration. As the sun drops, which it's doing right now, obviously, then all the fish will start to move shallower. It's called the inshore migration, happens every night. Light can also be pollution. So the reason I bring that up is because of my little friend, the street light here. Oh, sorry, dog problem. So, and also this pond. So look at all the lights going down the pond, right? So certain houses are lit up like crazy, and you can see on the water that you can see the light hitting the water, and that makes changes. That makes changes for the insects, makes changes for the fish, and all sorts of other things. Light can also disrupt the movement and behavior of these animals. Both the fish, insects, amphibians, all of it can be damaged, particularly insects, when it comes to light pollution. Light pollution is sort of the ambient light that comes from urban sprawl or major metropolitan areas. And I'm looking at it, you're starting to see it. This is the reason I want to film this video right now, because as people's lights are coming on, you don't see all that stuff during the day. So you don't think of every single street light as being light pollution, but it is. You don't think of all these houses that have, see, like these people's house that has like lights lighting up the house for no actual functional reason. And all sorts of stuff lit up, like that fountain's lit up over there. Again, there's no actual functional reason, it's just lit up so you can see it. But all of this adds up to light pollution. So since I'm standing around a whole bunch of light pollution here, what kind of issues, what kind of problems can light pollution cause for insects? We'll start there, because light pollution really hits the insect population. Second of all, how does light pollution affect the bat population? How does light pollution affect the bat population? Third, let's take a look at the effect that insects have on other things. So if we know that all this light pollution affects insects, what does that have on effect on the rest of us in our world, right? So the third thing you're going to look at is agriculture. What is the impact that insects have on agriculture? So really what you're looking for here is pollinators, but the insects and agriculture have a long and complicated relationship. So that's what I want you to look into. If we know that light pollution affects insects, and we know that insects affect agriculture, okay, then what's going to happen? Let's predict. That's the fourth thing. Predict what will happen as light pollution increases because of more people moving to cities. So predict what the eventual outcome of light pollution in major metropolitan areas, like the one like you're looking at, all these lights on, predict what this will cause over time.